Let's look at an example in the labor market for nurses. So initially we have a demand curve D1 intersecting with the supply curve S, and that determines an equilibrium wage W1 and an equilibrium quantity Q1. Now suppose that this society experiences an aging population that increasingly enters nursing care, nursing homes and hospice care. Well, then we would expect that that would correspond to an increase in the demand for nurses. But initially, if wages remain at W1 here, that is, employers don't update what they believe is the going rate for nurses, well, this wage W1 intersects the new demand curve here, D2, at a quantity of Q3. That is, we would have a quantity demanded that is greater than the quantity supplied, Q1, or this wage W1 intersects the supply curve, and that would mean there is a shortage of nurses. Now, as employers struggle to find nurses to staff their various businesses, you would expect that they would eventually have to just start offering higher wages, and that would, of course, correspond to an increase in what nurses would expect to make, and therefore you would expect more people to enter training to become nurses, more people to enter the labor market to become nurses. Maybe nurses decide to work more hours, and therefore that would mean we would have an increase in the supply of nurses such that we would reach a new equilibrium up here, E2, where the increased wages intersect with the same supply curve. Because remember, in this example where an aging population increases the demand for nurses due to the increase in nursing homes and hospice care, doesn't change anything about the nature of the supply curve. Therefore, the equilibrium is just where the new demand curve intersects the same old supply curve here at E2.